know, I just had a baby. And for those who don't, yes, I'm a proud mom of two right now, two under two. So I don't know if I should be proud or not. But yeah, I'm good. Today I wanted to talk about 5 best tips on a quick recovery for a C-section. If you're not aware, this is my second C-section, like basically like a repeat C-section. Talia was an emergency C-section. My second was a planned C-section due to some health complications. So I'm not new to the whole C-section thing. And I thought, why not film an educative video to tell you guys the best tips I have learned on how to recover quickly after a C-section. So the first thing which I learned in this second procedure, I didn't know that the first hospital would be, okay, I gave birth in 2 different hospitals. So the first hospital, they didn't tell me this, but in the second one, which has helped immensely, was that immediately after my C-section, not like immediately, of course, maybe after like an hour or 2, when they brought me back to my room and all of that, the nurses told me, she said it like 100 times, she kept coming back to remind me to move my legs. Of course, the anesthesia that they gave me, I couldn't feel my body parts, I couldn't even lift up my leg, I was just laying there. But she told me this, while you lay in bed, try to move. So these are my legs. She told me, try to do this, so you just lift up, do this with your legs, just do this, after every 15 to 30 minutes. I was like, okay. And then she said I could rotate my leg, like just you move your legs around, don't just lay there like some log of wood. You do this with your legs, this leg movement, and then you see how you can rotate your leg, like outwards, inwards, outward, inwards. She told me to try to do that as often as possible, and then from time to time I see if I can lift up my leg even as little as possible. Wow, honestly that helped a lot. But it wasn't up to, like after 6-7 hours, I could move my leg, like to, instead of my leg laying flat, I could move it up, you know. I could move my leg like to knee level. Wow, my first surgery, I couldn't do none of that. I didn't leave the bed, my legs didn't move until the next day. Like next day, like afternoon, where I started feeling like, okay, do I feel my toes? Oh, okay, so my toes can move, yeah. So yeah, that's the first thing that helped me immensely with a quick recovery in this second in this second birth, in this second C-section birth, is not to lie on the bed and not do anything. Try to do some leg movement. It helps a lot with a speedy recovery. The second thing that helped me so much, which I didn't do in the first after the first delivery again, was to be on my feet as soon as possible. Can you guys believe that 12 hours after my C-section, I walked? To me, it was a miracle. When the nurses first of all told me like, after 12 hours, we'll come help you to walk. I was like, no, walk, no, I've had a C-section before, I didn't walk even within 24 hours. She's like, no, you're going to walk. I was like, how do you know? She's like, she just knows that I'll be able to walk, that they would help me. I was like, okay. Behold, 12 hours after, a nurse comes in, she's like, I'm going to help you to walk, so we can go like to the bathroom for you to clean up, for me to clean you up and stuff. I was like, okay, I'm going to try, but honestly, if I can't walk, hope you don't mind. She was like, we are going to do it. I walked. I got up from my bed, of course with help, with support. I walked, went to the bathroom, she cleaned me up, and I came back. Wow. Yeah, so that's, to me, after a C-section, try. After 12 hours, oh, but it also depends on your doctor, of course. This was what the hospital where I gave birth in, the doctors and everything, they permitted me to do. After 12 hours, I stood up and I walked to the bathroom, to and fro. To me, honestly, this meant a whole lot. Now the third point, yes, I know I just said you should try to be on your feet as soon as possible, but again, try to get as much rest as possible. After a C-section, yes, I know maybe you may have visitors coming in to see the baby, you're excited, your new bundle of joy, you may spend the whole night just staring at him or her like this. But you also need to rest. You need to rest because even though you don't feel it, you'll be in a lot of pain. I guess the meds that they'll be pumping into your system and all of that will help you not to feel the pain, but the pain is there, so you need to be able to rest. Try to get some sleep at least. That one I would really insist on it. I slept. I honestly just took some time. My husband took over looking after the baby, the nurses and all of that, and I would get like maybe 5 hours, 6 hours of sleep, and that helped me a lot. Another thing that the doctor insisted on for to avoid swollen feet after the C-section or blood clots. I don't remember if it was just the swollen feet or she mentioned the blood clots, but she told me while in bed I should put like a pillow. The nurses should stack up like pillows below my feet because you know my body has been used to pumping blood for 2 humans and stuff like that. And also she said to avoid like water going and settling around my feet or my legs and stuff like that. Of course, I was wearing some stockings. I was wearing some medicated stockings while in the hospital, but she insisted that the nurses stack up pillows below my feet, and while in bed, my feet should rest on the pillows. I think that definitely helped as well. Now, the next thing also that my doctor insisted on, in fact, before I went in for the C-section, I was on she literally starved me. I starved for like more than 8 hours. Like, yeah. And even after the C-section, I didn't eat. I laid there for about 4 hours or so again before I had any food. And by food, it was clear juice, it was soup. Yeah, it was clear juice and it was soup. She insisted that no starchy food to help me so that I could pass motion as quickly as possible. In fact, I passed motion and no, I passed gas first. They permitted me to drink the clear juice and the soup. After that, I passed motion, which permitted me to move to something a little heavier. I was starving. Homegirl was hungry. But yeah, what will help you with a quick recovery so that you can pass to as often as possible is to avoid any starchy food. First day after the C-section, my first meal was pepper soup, fish. So I ate just the fish and the soup. That was it. And then I kept drinking a lot of clear juice, water. That was it. By breaking dawn, I passed stool already, which was really good. So yeah, if you're going in for a planned C-section, sweetheart, you can't prepare yourself not to have any starchy food. You're going to be having lots of soups, lots of clear juice, lots of liquids. You need to hydrate yourself basically and be able to go to the toilet as soon as possible so that you recover fast as well. The last tip for quick recovery when it comes to C-section that I would advise is to try to keep that area dry and clean at all times. Yeah, you need to keep that area dry, you need to keep it clean at all times to avoid an infection, to avoid maybe rushing back as an emergency case to the hospital where they would have to intervene and you have to go through the entire pain again, delay your healing process and all of that. Yeah, so that's it. Those are the tips, that my top 5 tips when it comes to a quick recovery after you've had a C-section that I wanted to share with you. If you know other tips that could help me, I'm just days into my recovery, so if you have other tips that could help me, please mention them in the description box. Mention them in the comment section down below. I'll be keeping an eye on there to see if you guys can give me any tips as well. Again, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Don't forget to click the like button. Let's get to 5,000 subs. I am back, guys, and I'm not going anywhere, okay? I'm on maternity leave, so your girl is back. Stay safe, everyone. Stay safe. Have a good one. Bye-bye.